Islam Makhachev is staying at welterweight. Yeah, in a rare interview with MMA Fighting, he didn't hold back. He covered everything from future plans to upcoming matchups. When asked about the Topuria Oliveira fight, Islam called it a true 50-50. He believes if Ilia catches Charles clean, it will be lights out. But if the fight hits the ground, Islam said it's an easy finish for Oliveira, pointing out that Charles always shines against strikers. And in his eyes, El Matador is still very much a striker first. He also touched on a potential fight with Kamaru Usman, and this is where it got interesting. Islam made it clear he's genuinely interested in that matchup. Not only that, he confirmed his plans to stay at welterweight moving forward, saying there are massive fights waiting for him there. Now, regarding his lightweight title, Islam was asked if he was forced to vacate, and he gave a diplomatic answer. He claimed it was his decision because he didn't want to hold up the division. But here's the thing, we've heard him say before that he didn't want to vacate, so while he's framing it as his own call now, the situation seems a bit more complicated behind the scenes. Either way, one thing's clear, Islam's future is at 170 and he's not looking back.
It depends, man. Who can follow his MMA, who can follow his game plan, you know? If Charles can take him down, he can finish him easy in the ground. Or if Topuria catch him, he gonna sleep, you know? And two options. Who is gonna make the game plan working? He have chance, he have big chance, you know? Yeah. And he always fight good against the striking, you know? Striking. We have good striking against Poirier, he fight good against Chandler, he fight good. Both have good punch. Both is very good in stand-up. But if Charles have small chance, if you give him small chance, he gonna finish. That's right. Charles always dangerous. I will put 50-50.
Yeah, 50-50. Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Taru can also make weight, you know. If he make weight now and show people I can make weight, he have to be next.
Charles Oliveira is locked in and fired up ahead of his clash with Ilia Topuria, and in a recent interview, he made it clear this is the moment he's been waiting for. When he finally got the call, he didn't hesitate for a second. He said he knew it was coming, especially after the Chandler win. For Charles, it was never about chasing Islam Makhachev specifically. His eyes have always been on the belt. He shut down the talk that he was ducking Islam, saying plain and simple, if Islam still held the belt, that would be the fight. But now that Makhachev has moved up, Charles is focused on whoever's fighting for the gold, and right now, that's Ilia Topuria. When asked about El Matador, Charles admitted there are still questions about how Topuria will adjust to lightweight. Charles knows firsthand how tough it is to move up, and he's curious to see how Ilia handles the jump. As for the betting odds being wide in Ilia's favor, Charles isn't fazed. He said people believe in who they believe in, and those who ride with him know his record speaks for itself. No one in the UFC has more finishes than Charles Oliveira. Ilia recently claimed he'll finish Charles in the first round, but Oliveira brushed it off, saying Ilia can think whatever he wants. Charles believes in himself, doesn't care for trash talk, and is all about showing it when the cage door shuts. He knows what he brings, and he plans to bring it full force. And when it comes to fight style, Charles isn't changing. He acknowledged El Matador's pressure and knockout power, but reminded everyone he brings the same heat. He loves to stand and bang, and he expects nothing less than a war at International Fight Week. Two forward-moving fighters, both dangerous, both coming to make a statement. This is why the UFC booked it, and this is why fans are hyped. After new footage emerged of Conor McGregor punching a man at a party in Ibiza, the entire MMA community went off on him. And honestly, no one's even shocked anymore, just disappointed. In a recent episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, Joe Rogan let loose on McGregor, saying the Irish star has basically self-destructed. Rogan compared Conor's downfall to another controversial figure in MMA, John Jones. Both men have had massive success in the UFC, but they've handled that success in completely different ways. Despite his controversies, Jones became the most dominant light heavyweight in history, then moved up and finished Gon and Stipe to extend his reign. Here's how Rogan explained Conor's downfall.
John's in a different category.
It's a different thing.
Yeah, Conor self-destructed in a lot of ways because of money. You know, I mean, he took that fight with Floyd Mayweather, made a ton of money off that, and then took a long time before he came back to MMA, and it's just not been the same guy since. And I think that's just, it's money, it's a lot of partying, but it's the same kind of thing. It's just a wild, but in his prime, when Conor was in his prime, he was fucking assassin.
Amazing.
He was a fucking assassin. Your body can only compete at the highest levels for so long, which is one of the things that's so extraordinary about John.
When speaking of Jones, Rogan praised him for his freakish talent and consistency, pointing out that outside of a DQ loss to Matt Hamill, John's never really been beaten. Here's what Rogan said. John is a special dude. Now that he's gone, we're all gonna miss him. He's a different kind of guy. I mean, he's been at the top for 14 freaking years. He was the youngest guy to ever win a UFC title, 23. But when John Jones won that title at 23, it's just been destruction of everyone ever since. Never ducked anybody, fought all the best, destroyed everybody, and dominated his division, then went up to heavyweight, dominates at heavyweight. End quote. Meanwhile, McGregor, once the biggest name in the sport, hasn't fought since breaking his leg against Dustin Poirier in 2021 and is currently on a 2-fight skid. In a now deleted tweet, Conor fired back at Rogan, saying, "Shut up, Joe, you fucking fool, fucking tick." Classic Conor move, lash out, delete it, and keep the chaos going. While both Jones and Conor have had their moments outside the cage, Jones has found a way to keep his legacy intact. McGregor, his rise turned into a slow-motion crash. So now the question's on you, MMA fans. What really caused Conor's decline? Was it the injury? Was it the fame, the money, the distractions? Or did he simply lose the fire that made him great in the first place? Let us know what you think in the comments. Ilia Topuria isn't just chasing gold, he's already visualizing blockbuster fights beyond UFC 317. As he prepares to face Oliveira for the lightweight title, the Georgian made it clear he's still eyeing his longtime rival Paddy Pimblett. The beef between them runs deep, and if Ilia gets past Oliveira, he wants to settle it once and for all, with the belt on the line. In a recent interview, El Matador laid out his dream scenario. Paddy Pimblett smokes Justin Gaethje next, skyrockets his stock, and then challenges Topuria for the title. It might sound far-fetched to some, but Ilia's dead serious. He knows the bad blood between them, the clash of personalities, and the massive fan bases involved would make that fight huge. Here's what Ilia said, quote, "Paddy versus Justin Gaethje. I think Paddy is gonna beat him easily. Because of the style, it's not like I don't like Justin. I'm actually a huge fan of all of his fights. I enjoy a lot watching him fight. He takes a lot of punches and throws a lot of punches. I love to watch him fight. But I think that Paddy could get that win easily because of the style." End quote. What do you think, fight fans? Do you agree with El Matador? Leave your comments below. That's it from MMA Psycho. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA news.